What's your name?
My name's Cole Swensen.
How old are you, Cole?
I'm 23.
I used to rule the world.
Few viewers of the hit series America's Got Talent might realize how long Cole Swensen has been preparing for his moment in the spotlight. Raised in Los Angeles in a home filled with classical music, Swensen's childhood revolved around instruments rather than microphones. His father, a professional violinist, and his mother, Judy, a gifted cellist, nurtured a respect for melody in their son. By age 6, he was experimenting with piano lessons, but at 12 he abandoned the keys for a guitar and never looked back. In conversation, he once confessed that his dream had always been to grace a stage as large as AGT, yet for years he played modest gigs across Los Angeles, sharing songs with a handful of listeners in cafes and small bars. Through those intimate performances, he refined his craft, writing his own material and releasing songs independently. His first full-length album, Dear Sadie, appeared quietly in 2023, followed by an EP titled Soul Center 2 years later. The 5-song collection showcased a thoughtful mix of folk and alternative influences and hinted at the depth of his storytelling. While many of his contemporaries chased instant viral fame, Swensen spent his early 20s honing both his technical ability and his lyrical voice, building a catalog and a small but devoted audience. That patient approach was, at least in part, born out of family responsibility. Judy, who had trained professionally as a musician, had set aside her own dreams to raise her son. The decision would later become a central thread in his narrative. Their family's quiet sacrifices provide context for Swensen's measured rise and frame the determination that pushed him toward a national audition. Though the tone of his early music is often reflective and gentle, a reporter's ear hears in it the echo of larger ambitions and the subtle foreshadowing of a story that would soon captivate millions. The next chapter of this journey, his struggle to overcome crippling shyness, adds further dimension to his rise. Shy artist and inner struggles hook, a voice hiding in plain sight. When reporters met Cole Swensen backstage at the AGT auditions, the contrast between his seasoned musicianship and his reserved demeanor was striking. He described himself as a pretty introverted person and admitted that music had become his way of connecting with people despite his shyness. For years, he avoided large stages, preferring the anonymity of small clubs where he could disappear into his songs. But as he approached his mid-20s, he recognized that playing it safe was keeping him from the future he wanted. "The distance between me and the future that I want," he explained, "is taking risks and doing things that are scary." With that self-awareness, Swensen resolved to step out of his shell, taking to bigger stages and seeking opportunities beyond Los Angeles. Friends and family note that it was Judy's unwavering encouragement that pushed him forward. She had made enormous personal sacrifices, setting aside her own career aspirations to invest in his development, and he often credits her as his #1 supporter. Yet his journey was not without darker undertones. On social media, he alluded to periods of depression and feelings of worthlessness, experiences that some fans believe inform the rawness of his lyrics. Reports circulated that as a teenager he wrestled with self-harm, and while he has never publicly detailed those struggles, the speculation persists, adding a layer of vulnerability to his public image. Within industry circles, there are whispers that his father's health problems, including a major surgery, left a financial and emotional strain on the family. While unverified, these stories add context to the urgency that drove him onto the AGT stage. What is certain is that the shy singer spent 4 years performing wherever he could and releasing music on his own terms, slowly building the confidence that would allow him to face a national audience. That personal transformation set the stage for an audition that would catch the public off guard and introduce the world to his unique bond with his mother. What happened when the two finally stepped under the studio lights is a story of vulnerability and validation. On the second night of auditions during AGT's 20th season, viewers witnessed one of the most poignant moments of the year. Cole Swensen walked onto the stage with his guitar slung over his shoulder, followed closely by Judy carrying her cello. The cameras captured a soft-spoken young man visibly nervous yet determined. "I'm an introverted person," he told host Terry Crews backstage, "but music is how I connect." In front of the judges, he revealed that his mother had given up her own musical ambitions for him, and he wanted her beside him for this opportunity. The duo launched into Coldplay's Viva La Vida, Swensen's fingers coaxing a tender melody from his guitar while Judy's cello added a warm, resonant undertone. Their rendition was spare yet powerful, and it clearly resonated. As the final notes faded, the auditorium erupted in applause. Judge Mel B praised Swensen for making the song his own with a distinctive tone, and Howie Mandel remarked that seeing a family share such genuine affection on stage made his heart explode. Sofia Vergara admitted she grew emotional, nodding it was amazing to see a family come together like that. Even the sometimes acerbic Simon Cowell teased the pair before conceding that the performance was great with Judy by his side. The response was unanimous. All 4 judges voted yes, sending the mother-son duo to the next round. Online, the audition clip went viral, amassing millions of views within days and sparking thousands of comments about the purity of their bond. Many viewers said the performance made them cry. Others compared Swensen's quiet emotiveness to that of established folk artists. From a newsroom perspective, the audition served as a microcosm of the larger themes driving Swensen's story: the sacrifices families make, the courage required to confront a national audience, and the transformative power of music. However, every uplifting narrative has a shadow, and in Swensen's case, whispers of personal tragedy began to circulate almost as soon as the applause died down. Reporters would soon discover that beyond the heartwarming duet was a backstory laced with speculation about loss, illness, and emotional turmoil. Those rumors would add complexity to his tale and keep audiences invested as he advanced in the competition. As Swensen's AGT journey gained traction, viewers and journalists alike began to dig deeper into the forces that shaped this quiet performer. Central to his narrative is the sacrifice made by Judy, who in her youth studied cello intensively and dreamt of a career in music. When Cole was born, she set those aspirations aside and later trained as a nurse to provide stability for the family. In interviews, Swensen has said he performs not just for himself, but to honor the career his mother didn't have. Beyond that well-documented sacrifice lies a patchwork of less certain stories. On fan forums and social media, some claim that the duo's audition was a tribute to Judy's father, who reportedly passed away only days before they took the AGT stage. While no mainstream outlet has confirmed this, the rumor adds a poignant layer to an already emotional performance. There are also reports that Cole's father, the violinist who inspired his early love of music, underwent a major surgery in recent years. Swensen alluded to a difficult family health crisis in the background story for one of his songs, spurring speculation that his father's illness strained finances and forced him to work harder to support his parents. Likewise, posts promoting his Soul Center EP included references to depression and self-harm, fueling theories that Swensen uses songwriting as a form of therapy. Industry professionals caution that such tales remain unverified, yet the persistence of these rumors speaks to the public's fascination with artists whose work appears to channel personal pain. Journalists following the story must tread carefully, distinguishing between confirmed facts such as Judy's career sacrifice and unconfirmed but widely circulated claims about family loss and illness. These unverified details nonetheless contribute to the aura of tragedy surrounding Swensen, adding intrigue without any concrete evidence. Such speculation also underscores a broader truth. Audiences often project narratives of hardship onto performers whose emotional intensity resonates with their own experiences. Whether or not every rumor proves accurate, the family's known sacrifices are undeniable and set the stage for the disappointment that awaited them in the live shows. The quarterfinal round would test their resilience and leave many viewers questioning the fairness of reality TV competitions. When Cole Swensen and his mother returned to the AGT stage for the quarterfinals, expectations were high. The duo chose to perform Billie Eilish's Birds of a Feather, a contemporary ballad that allowed them to once again blend guitar and cello in a stripped-down arrangement. As Swensen sang, cameras captured the same vulnerability that had endeared him to millions during his audition. Yet despite the sincerity of their performance, the audience vote did not fall in their favor. When the results were announced later that evening, Swensen and Judy failed to place in the top 5 and were eliminated from the competition. In the immediate aftermath, social media lit up with reactions ranging from disbelief to outrage. Fans argued that other contestants with flashier acts advanced over the heartfelt musicianship of the mother-son duet. Some viewers accused the show of prioritizing spectacle over substance, while others speculated that Swensen's understated style simply couldn't compete in a format designed for big, dramatic moments. From a journalistic standpoint, the elimination highlighted the unpredictable nature of televised competitions, where public sentiment can swing quickly. It also intensified interest in Swensen's personal story. Commentators noted that after years of quietly building his career, his first brush with mainstream attention ended abruptly on live television. For many artists, such a setback might be devastating, but those who know him say Swensen viewed the experience differently. "We were sad," he reportedly told friends, "but we were grateful for the opportunity." The elimination also brought renewed scrutiny of the rumors surrounding his family, as some fans suggested that behind-the-scenes difficulties had impacted his preparation. While there is no evidence to support that claim, the swirl of speculation kept his name in entertainment headlines even after he left the show. And as he navigated the disappointment, Swensen began plotting his next steps, a return to independent music and deeper engagement with the audience he had captured during his brief time on national television. The story of his post-AGT career reveals how he converted a televised setback into momentum, and it offers insights into his resilience as an artist. Being eliminated from AGT did not silence Cole Swensen. Within weeks of his exit, he was back in Los Angeles writing, recording and sharing music with a community that had grown exponentially since his television debut. His EP Soul Center, released in July 2025, featured 5 original songs that delved into themes of pain, redemption, and spirituality. Critics noted that the record's haunting melodies and introspective lyrics seemed to draw on the same emotional reservoir that fueled his AGT performances. Having released his first album, Dear Sadie, 2 years earlier, Swensen now had a larger platform from which to promote his work. He engaged with fans through live streams, behind-the-scenes videos, and candid conversations about mental health. In these online interactions, he acknowledged that he had struggled with depression and feelings of worthlessness, offering his music as a place of solace for listeners facing similar battles. Such transparency strengthened his connection with supporters and showcased a maturity often absent from reality show contestants. Industry rumors surfaced that several labels expressed interest in signing him, though as of this writing, no record deal has been announced. Friends close to the family suggest that Swensen is cautious about surrendering creative control and may prefer to remain independent until he finds the right partnership. Meanwhile, he continues to collaborate with Judy, performing occasional shows that draw fans eager to witness the chemistry that first captivated them on AGT. He also contributes to community projects in Los Angeles, teaching guitar workshops and volunteering at music programs for underserved youth. Despite the heartbreak of leaving AGT, Swensen's career trajectory has continued upward. His story underscores how a brief moment on a national stage can transform an artist's prospects, providing both exposure and the freedom to chart one's own course. The way he has leveraged that exposure, by doubling down on authenticity and using his platform to discuss difficult topics, suggests a long-term vision that extends beyond the fleeting fame of reality television. Still, for every confirmed development in his post-show journey, rumors abound, including whispers of collaborations with established folk musicians and invitations to international festivals. Whether or not those possibilities materialize, Swensen remains a compelling figure whose future steps will be closely watched. Cole Swensen's brief but memorable run on America's Got Talent is a reminder that behind every viral clip lies a complex human story. From his early years learning piano and guitar in a Los Angeles household shaped by music, to the quiet sacrifices of a mother who put her ambitions on hold, Swensen's journey has been marked by dedication and restraint. His shy disposition and reluctance to seek the spotlight offer a stark contrast to the extroverted personas often celebrated on reality television. Yet his willingness to take risks, to step out of his comfort zone and onto a national stage, demonstrates a courage that resonates with audiences long after the applause fades. The rumors surrounding his life, unconfirmed tales of family loss, health crises, and personal battles with depression, add a layer of intrigue and vulnerability that reporters must handle with care. In the end, the verifiable facts of his story may be powerful enough without embellishment. A young musician labored quietly for years, seized an opportunity, touched millions with a single performance, faced disappointment, and then returned to his craft with a larger following and renewed purpose. Today, Swensen continues to write and perform, using his music to explore themes of love, pain, and redemption. As he navigates his evolving career, one question lingers. Will he transform the speculation and struggle surrounding his past into a breakthrough that defines his future? For now, the narrative remains open-ended, a living story that invites listeners to tune in not simply for the drama, but for the artistry of a man whose life has already shown that even in heartbreak, there is a song worth hearing. The journey of Cole Swensen proves that sometimes the most compelling stories are not those of instant triumph, but of resilience in the face of adversity and of quiet persistence that, over time, demands to be heard.